What's up guys, it's me Oi, and I wanted to make this quick video since a lot of you guys have been asking what I'm running on my Warplans, what have I found out after 2 weeks of just grinding all of this, what I found out to be the best strats to run, especially on Warplans and stuff like that. So I thought I'll just cover it on the video, that way you guys can easily check back whenever you want to. So, first of all, let's talk about this. This is the reason this video has taken so long. I wanted to max out Infernal Hordes, but I couldn't bring myself to do it, okay? This is just a pain in the ass, okay? It's just... okay. Anyway, I tested all of them. TLDR, it's bad. It's the activity that takes the longest. It gives the same XP to level up the activity, which is even worse. And it's not rewarding at all compared to other activities, okay? TLDR. The best point here, the best point in Infernal Hordes is total chaos, okay? The reason is, the more chaos waves you get, you click on the chaos wave, you kill yourself, and then you skip like 50 seconds. Because the chaos wave just instantly ends whenever you die. That's if this doesn't tell you everything you need to know about this tree, I don't know what will. I'll still cover the rest, right? What's up guys, everything over here. Apparently the mythic charms have been found, and to get them, supposedly, I'm not 100% certain on this because I have not been able to test myself, but supposedly you get them from the Warplans. So if you have a 10 out of 10 Warplan, one of the rewards, instead of being obsidite, weapons, cube materials, whatever, from completing the activity, could be a mythic charm. This is, from what I know, not a guaranteed chance. You just get a chance to drop it. But apparently that's the way you go about them. So you'll definitely want to level the Infernal Hordes to the max. Again, I'm not 1% certain. This could just be the big Infernal Hordes mafia wanting you to max it out, right? So take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, back to the video. This thing is just basically to specialize, like to try and customize the options you get, and you get a bit of extra ether, that's it. This side, it's literally just extra ether as well. That's it. I've honestly taken this. I've not seen a single Infernal challenge at all. But even if it shows up, it's only 2,200 ether, which doesn't really give you anything. This side here, the only thing that's good is this one. But even then, the amount of gem fragments you get is negligible at best. The chest of talisman is cool, I guess. Not that big of a deal. Right? Additional items, whatever. This one for Obdacite. We are swimming in Obdacite, so we don't care. And Infernal Horde, this is the biggest beta I've seen. You go there, there's a massive chest that you have to spend 1,000 ether to open. It has a mythical text, right? The text is in the mythical color, right? So you think, oh, I open this, there's a good chance I get a mythic. No. Maybe it has higher chance than the other chest, sure. But I haven't gotten one. I haven't seen anyone get one specifically from that. So it's just the biggest bait ever, okay? Let's actually go into the layer bosses now, because this one is actually good. So first off, starting, you get the Nemesis layer one. These two, I'll cover why we don't get the second in a bit, the third one in a bit. But yeah, one thing I do want to point out, these things are incredibly worth it when you get them. You go in there, you kill 2 bosses, and normally you get between 1 to 3 mythics, right? Which is very nice. And then sometimes when you kill these 2 bosses here, the second portal will appear, which is the greater nemesis, right? I can speak well. Anyway, and it's just incredibly good. One thing I do need to point out, these portals after the patch right now, they tend to despawn after 15 to 30 seconds or so. So whenever you get the portal, getting there, or the first portal, right, go in there, don't go into the boss room, TP back to town if your inventory is full, check your charms as well, right? If your inventory is full, go back to town, dismantle everything, save whatever you want to save, and then go back in and kill the boss, just in case you get the second portal. Because if you spend too much time, like doing inventory management and stuff like that, the other portal will disappear, okay? And then it's just gone, you lose it. So be careful. I've also heard about people saying you should reset the instance whenever you get one, especially if you're doing it in a group, because sometimes it bugs out and you go in there, if you get another portal, you go in there and it's empty. So do watch out for that. I suppose it hasn't happened to me, but I've heard enough people talk about it that I thought I should at least mention it. Now, the other one you take these two first, right? And then you go all the way here. This one just gives you a bit more runes when you're killing bosses, which is nice. This one is the big one, Lair of Plenty. This just gives you an extra chest at the end. You still have to pay a key for it. You still have to pay a key to open it. It's not free. But what this does is, instead of spending, let's say, 30 minutes killing bosses, you can cut that time down by half, right? You only spend 15 seconds because each kill gives you 2 chests, right? Which is insanely good. And lastly, I really love this one because the bosses just give you a bunch of trash, really. Honestly, I wish I could convert all the uniques that don't show up on my filter. But alas, we can't. It still gives you a good source of gold for items that 99.99% of the time would just be trash. Sure, you might be missing on that one GA item every blue moon or something like that, but I'm gonna be honest, there's better ways to actually farm those GA items, one of them being opals, right? So yeah, don't do that. I don't think it's worth it. Other than that, the last point, it's a bit dependent on your build, on what you want to farm. I personally go for Grig here because I want the Gore's gloves for Whirlwind Barbarian, right? But you can definitely change it depending on what you like. And then I also take this one, the Nemesis Tides, because I honestly don't care about Duel at all. So just take this one to get a couple of extra bosses here and there. When I'm running the Helltides, which are really good, and this just adds more enemies there, right? So since we're talking about Helltides, let's jump in there. The most important thing here, go down here. The Elrims are those big mouths that open up every now and again that can also dismount you and stuff like that, right? With this thing on, they just spew out a bunch of maggots at you. They give you a bunch of XP as well. It's really good for XP, and not only that, it gives you like 100 to 200 cinders each time they spew at you. And you can also get these Fangs of Duriel, which drop layer keys. You normally get 1 to 2 layer keys per Fang of Duriel, and you normally can get up to 2 Fangs of Duriel whenever you actually proc them out, right? Which is very nice. The other ones, you normally go this side here. You take these two first ones, and then you kind of have a choice here. If you only care about running Helltides, right? Just take the Butchers. This will be the easiest way for you to sustain Profane Mind Cages. They always drop. It's a high chance, but it's basically always you drop Mind Cages from them. And if you're actually farming Helltides, you normally want to pop 3 Mind Cages, which is the max, so you can get more XP and better drops, right? If you don't care too much about that and you also like to run dungeons, right? This here, together with Night Terrors, it ends up being much better. You can still spawn the Butchers here, but I'm gonna cover in a second once you go into the Nightmare Dungeon one, why this one ends up being better, right? This one, you also have better chance to get uniques, especially since some uniques are still rare. The patch that supposedly was gonna make them drop from bosses now to fix that didn't actually do it. So this is another source of uniques if you really want to. When it comes to this side, it's just a bit of extra cinder, sorry. You don't need this. Like, with this setup over here, if you're running things properly with mind cages and stuff like that, you will get more than enough cinder to open all, like, even if you have 2 Helltides, you have more than enough to open all the chests. This big chest here is not that big of a deal. Not dying. Just get a good build and you'll not die, right? Jumping over to the Nightmare Dungeons, right? You first take this one. This one is not too important, but it allows you to take this one, which is this. Basically, whenever you get the shrine, each elite you kill, and all enemies you kill, basically, you just suck inside you, and whenever the shrine ends, you spew all of them out. Basically, you can duplicate all enemies. This is really nice, because you can duplicate elites to get their loot. You can even duplicate goblins and butcher and all of those enemies. Just, I do want to point something out. Don't go into the boss room, because if you go into the boss room with this effect on, whenever it ends, it will not spew anything out in the boss room. So if you have a lot of enemies and you don't want to waste them, just wait a bit outside the boss room and let them spawn, kill them, and then go into the boss room, right? Another thing that really helps this, it's this one, Nemesis. This just basically gives you elites. Elites give really nice loot, especially materials for the cube, so this is really nice. Another thing though, the guys we covered here on Helltides, the Hellborns, they count as elites. Alright, you'll see why in a second that's important, but that's more elites that you can get with the Nightmare Dungeon here, right? Which is really nice. Other than that, I normally take this Fearless Conviction, especially if you're farming Nightmare Dungeons, just to farm them like Escalating Dungeons. This just gives you a bunch of them to the Primordial Dust. It gives you a bunch of loot at the end, a bunch of extra loot whenever you kill the boss. Primordial Dust is the thing that you use to actually reroll the unique effect. So if you have something like a Rameladness, where the unique effect is really important to get maxed out, this helps you with that. Now, the other choice we have here, this thing, if you have a strong build, this is useless, right? Now, the other two branches, let's cover the one I have taken first. This is nice, double bosses sometimes, cool. By the way, this can double things like the Butcher, the Assassin, the other guy that's not the Butcher, right? That we got from Season 3. It can duplicate those guys as well, because they are considered bosses. Other thing here, Escalates and Sigils, get them. It's really nice. You really want to run Escalates and Sigils instead of normal dungeons, because each tier you go up, the loot becomes better and better, right? Another one, Branching Pathways. This is really nice, especially if you're actually farming the Escalation dungeons for the things they are good, which is Material Reserve and Obel's Reserve. Material Reserve is just really nice. It gives you a bunch of cube materials. It gives you a bunch of Forgotten Souls. It's really amazing. Obel Reserve, it's kind of a pain in the ass because of the cap we have on Obels, right? As you can see, I'm capped on Obels right now. If you get this on like a tier 3, I'm not even kidding with you, you'll have to port back to town 6 to 7 times. To each 2 chests caps you out, and the boss gives you like 5k whenever you kill him, right? If you duplicate it, you get even more. You have to port to town like 9 times. But ovals are a really nice way to get GA items for you to craft with the cube and just get really powerful items. So it's definitely worth it. You also have the option of farming rubies and gems generally, right, with their respective reserves. It's really nice. You get a bunch of gems this way. Now, the other option you have, and what makes this thing incredibly good, the Gauntlet and the Nemesis really good, it's this thing over here, Horadic Hunter. This one here as well. Let's actually cover the Goblin Folly in a bit, actually. This just, by the way, I'm fairly certain, I might be having a Mandela effect here, but I'm fairly certain this used to be 30 Elliot. I don't know when this changed, if it was after the patch. Maybe it did, I didn't see anything covering this on the patch notes, so whatever, I guess. But this is really nice, especially if you combine it with the Altar of Avarice. This just means every 20 elites you kill, which you can kill a lot of them, especially if you smuggle them with this, because this is another thing you can do with the Gauntlet. You can literally just duplicate enemies, right? The Butcher, Goblins, and just smuggle them around to another shrine. If you're running a dungeon that has multiple shrines, right? You can just smuggle them to another shrine, wait for the effect to run out, click the shrine and kill them again, and smuggle them to the next shrine, and so on. As many shrines as you can find, right? You can keep doing that and just get like 4 to 5 butchers in a single dungeon. And goblins the same, right? It's really good, especially if you run this, because you can basically guarantee that you always get goblins every 1 or 2 dungeons, right? You get 2 goblins out of this. It's really nice, especially when you pair this with the Goblin Fall, which just makes them give you treasure breaches. If you do get treasure breachers, do run them, because they tend to easily break and become normal dungeons if they are in your inventory. For some reason, the bug was still not fixed. But what you need to do here, go very slow and look for the Gelatinous Goblin. If you find the Gelatinous Goblin and you manage not to make it run away, just avoid it and go look for a shrine. If you find a shrine, beeline the Gelatinous Goblin, and each Gelatinous Goblin you kill will split up into 6 other Gelatinous Goblins, right? Or is it... no, it splits up into 8, right? And each Goblin you kill will be saved up with this thing as a full Goblin. Which means, whenever they come out of view, right? Whenever the shrine ends and they come out, you'll get 8 full Gelatinous Goblin, which you can then kill and split them back up again, getting you a total of 8 times 8, so 64 goblins, right? That's insane. And if you happen to have another shrine, you can do it again and get the ridiculous... what is that? 64 times 8 that, okay, quick maths, right? So 40, 48, right? 48, and then 4 times 8, 16, 24. So 400, no, 508? No, 504, right? 504? 504 goblins. And if you get the torch, no, you're probably not gonna get that, right? But it's insane. I have a clip of it. I probably have it right now on the screen. It's actually insane. It's bonkers when it happens. It feels incredibly good when you can pull it off. And yeah, it's amazing. Now, let's actually cover the other ones that we have. First of all, Tree of Whispers. Going down the Tree of Whispers, early on you could take this, but honestly I just advise you to take this side here. The material collection is the best one you can get after some point, because there's better ways to get gear and stuff like that. Right now, I'm taking the Wisdom of Whispers just to get a bit more experience orbs, because right now there's the Tree of Whispers event. Each time you open a box, you get 2 extra boxes, but those boxes don't respect the tree, so they are just random boxes, but they still give you a bunch of XP, so I'm just taking this to try and get the 300 Paragon, right? After the thing is over, just take the material. Right now, it's still a 50-50 between material, all just a random amount of gear, right? But after the event is over, do take the material collection, or if you don't care about XP, just take the material collection, that one is better. Now, the other 3 points, you can either go one of 2 sides. If you like farming, if you like Stardew Valley and stuff like that, and you want to farm not only fish in Diablo, but farm in Diablo as well, just take the Corrupt Roots one. You can plant them across the sanctuary and just get a bunch of loot that you'd get from Whisper Caches, basically. Now, they do have a flavor text here, Regions of Sanctuary, each bear different fruit. I don't know, I think this is related to the enemy types you get. I haven't seen that big of a deal when it comes to this. Maybe you can get special caches depending on the side. Honestly, when compared to the other side, which is just an enemy spawns, you kill them, you get loot. It's much faster, much more efficient, and this thing just doesn't seem to give enough to justify not running the easier one, right? So just go with this side. This is quite simple. Alright, I almost missed this one. Undercity, right? Undercity, there's 3 main things that you want to take here. These 3, right? These are really good. All of these 3 together basically give you 1 to 3 extra chests at the end of each run. And they just give you the same loot as the original chest on the run, which is the thing you're running for, right? So it's very good, especially if you pair this with the Mythic Tribute. You can get 2 to 4 extra Mythics. No, 1 to 3 extra Mythics per run, right? Which is incredibly good. And you also have this one over here. I do want to point this out. I personally am not taking this. I made a video about this. This just gives you a couple of extra chests that are locked for each portal prankster you kill. Now, this sounds good, but to open them up, you actually have to spend tributes. And sometimes it's just the blue or yellow tribute, so whatever, right? But sometimes it is the mythic tribute. And you really need to be careful that you don't actually click on that chest. I made a video about it and the comments were just flooded with people. Oh, that's how I lost mine. What? I didn't even know that. Do be very careful with this, so you're not just... Because like you still get the mythic out of it, but you could just have used the mythic and gotten 4 instead of 1 out of it. So it's much better, right? Other than that, you go down this tree here. This one, you're mostly taking it for the ancestral tribute to try and get this armament, right? This one, if you get 5 of them, you can convert them into them. Someone is spamming me for trade. Sorry about that, guys. But you can put 5 of this in the cube, transform it into a mythic, and that's how you get a lot of the mythic things going. Now, I haven't found this to drop them very often. Maybe I'm just getting super unlucky. Maybe it's actually not that good. I'm not 100% sold on it. The other options you have, first of all, XP is really nice to get a bit of XP going. But most importantly, you either just take 1 point here instead of taking this one, or you remove all of this and you go all the way down here, because instead of getting max of 4 attunement, you get 6. For those that don't know, the more attunement you have in these runs, the better and more loot you get at the end of them from the chests, so it's definitely worth considering if you don't think this one is working out that well for you. Now, lastly, the pit. Pit, honestly, just take the glyph upgrades and the rest are not that big of a deal. So you get 1 glyph upgrade here, you get potentially 2 here if you clear the dungeon, the pit in less than 5 minutes, right? You get +2 here, and then you can get another +1 here. This seems like it's gonna drop often, but if you're speed farming, it doesn't really drop that often, and you can just pick it back up. So it's fine, you get 1 extra glyph upgrade, it's very nice. Other than that, I'm personally taking the damn thieves here. This just makes pit slightly faster to do because the goblins are basically just another elite. And I'm testing this one out, the current shortcut. Honestly, it doesn't feel too good. It's 99% of the time just takes you to the end of the pit, the end of that level, which just skips a bunch of elites. I don't really feel it's good, but whatever. This one is really nice to, if you're speed farming pits, you find the butcher, you kill him super fast, and the pit just stands there, which is very nice. Although I do want to point out, if you're doing pit pushing, don't run butcher. If you're pushing high pits, don't run this thing, because whenever he spawns, let's say you spawn the pit boss, and then there's also a butcher nearby, you can kill the pit boss and the pit will not end. You are forced to kill that butcher. And the butcher is like 2 to 3 times the HP of the pit boss. It's way more deadly as well. It's just not worth it if you're pit pushing. Other than that, I've been running this for so long, I haven't really seen these special events. Maybe it's just getting more butcher and more goblins, I guess. Maybe it's worth it for you for speed farming. It's not that big of a deal, and the last ones certainly aren't. This one is really nice if your glyphs are 150 already. You get a bit of extra XP out of the pit, but why are you running pit at that point, you know? And the other ones just give you gear. This one you can convert those glyphs to gear. This one is also about giving gear. This also is about getting loot, I guess, but like, I've run this for a bit, they didn't really seem to give a lot of stuff. I do want to point out, you see a lot of this Chorum guy over here and over here, right? This is actually a secret boss you can find in pit. I don't know the full details. You can look for this in the Reddit, because the guy that found this out posted on Reddit. I'll try to link it if I find it. But basically, you just do pit 1, pit 6, pit 11, and so on. There's tablets you need to click, and after a point, it will there's a chance you will spawn in the pit for you over pit 100, I think. And then if you kill them, you get an achievement or something like that. That's about it. There's nothing much more to it. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the video, guys. I hope it helped. I hope this answered the questions you had about what I was running. And if there's anything you think I missed here, let me know down in the comments. If it's something really important, I'll try to add a pinned comment about it. But I think after 2 weeks, there's not much more to be discovered here. This is just what I found for farming. I do want to cover something real quick when it comes to the Warplan table here. Remember, you can reroll it 3 times. And ideally, especially if you're farming nightmare dungeons like this, you want to run Escalating sigils, right? So make sure to try and get as many dungeons that you can get in a row. So for example, here I could get 2 of them in a row, but you can also try to reroll and try to get 3 dungeons in a row. Here we didn't get it. Let's see if we are lucky enough. It's not that rare, but as you can see, I don't think we're getting it here. The max we're getting is 2 of them. It is what it is. If they are split, just run the 2, run the 3rd one and finish the escalating, because if you do this and then you do this one, there's a good chance the escalating is just gonna disappear, right? Because it's gonna be, this is gonna give you a new queue and it's gonna delete the other one without even asking. So do be careful with that. But yeah, that's just another thing I wanted to point out here. Other than that, try to get the rank as high as you can. That will give you better rewards, right? I've not gotten the last rank because I'm still missing the Infernal Hordes like we talked about earlier. I'll eventually finish this one day. But besides that, yeah, that's the only trick I kind of wanted to point out here. Other than that, just run whatever activity you prefer. It's normally quite worth it to do them. They give you a bunch of extra loot. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Leave a like and sub to the channel if this video helped you out and you like Whirlwind Barbarian, because that's what we cover here on the channel for the most part. And see you guys next time or over on the stream. I'll be streaming, I don't know when I'm releasing this video, either after the video is out I'll be streaming or the day after. But yeah, see you guys around. Sanctuary, I suppose. Bye bye.